Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the special City Council meeting of Monday, May 10th, 2021. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Albertson,
Here.
Bueller,
Here.
Boyer,
Here.
Pauline,
Here.
Lallam,
Here.
Manti, here, Rademsky,
Here.
Roby,
Here.
Vilhauer,
Here.
Y.
Present.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is public comments. This is the time reserved for anyone who would like to make a public comment to step forward and do so. If anyone wishes to speak, please come forward or say permission to speak if you're online. See no one, we'll move on to approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Bueller, second by Pauline. Hey, were you the one that didn't? All right, any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed signify by saying nay. Motion carries. Item 6 is the regular agenda, and A is approval of city manager employment contract between the City of Watertown and Amanda Mack, and authorization for the mayor and finance officer to sign the same. Have a motion by Hoyer and a second by Lallam, I think. Yep. And I will ask the city attorney, Matt Roby, to explain this to us, please.
Thank you, Mayor. On April 30th, at the conclusion of the city manager search process, the council passed a motion to offer the city manager position to Amanda Mack and authorize a team to negotiate a contract with the city. And that team consisted of Councilman Holine, Councilman Roby, and Councilman Albertson. Working with Liza, they negotiated with Amanda, and what you have in front of you is the result of those discussions, and just a few highlights of the contract here. Amanda's start date will be June 21st of 2021. Her starting salary will be $142,000 per year. Relocation allowance will be provided of $1,500 with a $1,500 match from the WDC. She'll receive an immediate credit of 80 hours of vacation time. She'll have a reimbursement available to her for membership in a local service club of her choice. And the other note I made here was the termination benefit. In the event that the city manager is terminated, she would receive, and there are some exceptions, of course, in the contract, but just 10,000 foot view here, she would receive a 3-month aggregate salary benefit in the event of termination by the city council. The remainder of the contract essentially provides benefits consistent with what the rest of the non-union staff receive currently. And I would make one more note that I received an email from shall not be named former city attorney who happens to be a member of the Lions Club that in this contract, one of the examples given was not the Lions Club. It said Rotary, Kiwanis, or Optimist, etc. And so I want to make sure that Amanda knows we also have a Lions Club.
A very active, wonderful Lions Club, I might add.
But I've got dibs to ask her to Rotary already. I've talked to her about that.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Council, any questions or comments? Councilman Vilhauer?
I do have one question, just to clarify. I'm looking at the second page. Under the automobile, are all of our employees reimbursed at the federal rate when there's travel involved?
I actually would ask Kristen about this. This is something I've asked about before. I believe we have a rate that's below the current federal rate. It may be something we want to revisit. But employees are reimbursed for mileage if they use their vehicle for work-related reasons. But I believe the approved rate that the council approves on an annual basis is below the federal rate.
I would like to see us address that when we do our budget next time around. I'd like to see everybody consistent. I would recommend the IRS reimbursement rate. So I'm in favor of this for the city manager, but I would like to see us be consistent on that going forward with all of our staff.
Thank you, Councilman Villar. Anyone else? Councilman Holeen?
Thank you. And Matt, if you could just explain why we put in some flexibility with the vacation hours. That was a request from Amanda Mack to provide a little bit flexibility because she's a mom, she's got kids, and she wanted at least some ability to take some time off earlier in her career. And we were all amenable to that on the committee.
Sure, Councilman, I can touch on it, and Amanda's also on the phone, so she could maybe speak to that as well. But my understanding is, I think in her current role, she has accrued 6+ weeks of vacation time. And, coming here, moving to a new community, perhaps moving into a new home at some point, she may need some time off earlier in the first few months of her employment to maybe get settled into her new home, that sort of thing. And I think the group was also advised by Liza that it's not uncommon for an executive to negotiate some immediate vacation time just for incidental time off they might need early on.
All right, anyone else? Okay, we'll look for action. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed signify by saying nay. Motion carries. I guess you're officially hired, Amanda. Congratulations.
Well, thank you all so much. Very excited.
We are too. Very good. Okay, item 7 is old business. Is there any old business?
Mayor?
Councilman-
Yeah.
Councilman, okay, Councilman Hoyer, I was about to call on him. I'll get you next, okay?
I just had a recent conversation with some of the downtown businesses and was hoping to perhaps maybe do another meeting with the downtown parking committee, just to discuss some proposals, since some of the temporary stuff may be expiring soon, but it might be worth a sit down, so.
Sure.
Or it would
Okay.
be worth a sit down.
It would be, I think so. A question about that came up with staff just today, so I think that's an excellent idea. All righty, and Councilman Albertson?
Thank you, Mayor. Maybe it's a question for Kristen, but you maybe also. I'm just wondering, the downtown park, we talked about the park and how we didn't have the money. We have a lot of money, so I'm just kind of wondering what the status is of that, so that doesn't get put aside here. I think that's one of the things that we have to finish. It's just whether we're going to do it the correct way or not now.
Right, so the council was absolutely split, half and half. I did not hear from 2 council members, but I heard from 8, 4 one way, 4 the other. And the committee was not unanimous either, but the committee was more favoring expanding the budget so that everything can get done. So I have asked for an action to be placed on our next council meeting, and I'm not sure if it's going to be the first reading of an appropriation ordinance or if we can pass a resolution just saying that that's our intention so that the council can actually vote on it. And so that the committee needs to know, so the designer needs to know. I don't want to have them design something and find out we can't pay for it. So I expect that to be on the next council agenda. Can you add to that?
It looks like there were some emails going back and forth today. I suspect it's just going to take the form of an agenda item and a motion to just get a sense of the council to approve moving forward with a certain budget line item, and then Kristen would bring forward an actual supplement to the budget when she normally does, just to avoid the need to do that 2-step ordinance amendment.
Okay.
And so I think, and Kristen can speak to that as well, but I think that's probably going to be the plan.
Okay. And that would be nice to have one action that gives some direction to the designers so they can know where to go from here.
Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else have old business? Is there any new business? Any liaison member reports? Any announcements? All right, we do not have reason to go into executive session pursuant to SDCL 1-25-2. There being no further business, I declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Congrats, Amanda.